Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live, Agree or Disagree, the podcast, Facebook Live, YouTube.com, Kevin Olenick, Spreaker.com, Kevole, and Soundcloud.com, Kevole. I'm Kevin, you know that. Hi. Happy Wednesday. Happy middle of the week for you. Just to go back to our last time that we did our video, we conducted a term limits for provincial, municipal, and federal politicians, and 55% of you on Twitter anyway, which is, by the way, twitter.com, Kevole, said you would disagree with that. So that was the last one, and we're also having a nice conversation right now about if you believe in conspiracy theories. So if you're on Facebook, friend on Facebook, go find that and join that conversation as well. But the mayor election in Calgary has restarted. It started on Monday, I guess, in earnest or officially. I mean, there's been a lot of talk and stuff and a lot of campaigning going on, I'm sure, throughout 2017, although I'm not there. And specifically, we're going to be talking about the mayor race. Now, back in 2010, we had a guy that people kind of heard of, but never didn't hear a lot of, that kind of split the middle, and the purple wave took Calgary by storm, and Mayor Naheed Nenshi became mayor. Naheed Nenshi became the mayor of Calgary, and he was the envy of most of Canada, specifically Toronto, who at the time was dealing with the mayor of Rob Ford, and people were saying, well, Toronto should have Nenshi, and Calgary deserved Rob Ford because of their political views and stuff. 2013 comes, he was reelected with 71% of the vote. As I mentioned in a previous video when we talked about the Flames arena deal, there are people that think that they're the smartest people in the room. And one of those people that I think presents that is Mayor Nenshi. I think he thinks when he comes into a room, he tries to either portray that he's the smartest or thinks he's the smartest person in the room. Now, there are people like that. That's the way that he carries his confidence, and it's not a compliment or an insult. It's me making an observation about him, and it seems to work for him in a lot of ways. I think a lot of people have kind of gravitated and admired the way that he presents himself. He's very quick-witted. He used his social media in a very effective way, obviously, that helped him get to this point. That was one of the ways. It wasn't the only way, obviously. I think he presents himself as a very personal, charismatic, charming person. He's a fantastic public speaker. Of that, I don't think anyone that is either for or against Nenshi would ever debate that. I think he's this very strong public speaker. However, the other side to that, as his rise comes, has been some of the decisions and some of his approach. We just quickly talked about his social media and his Twitter. It's been common, not as common recently, but it was common him get into fights with several people on Twitter. Some well-known, like Ezra Levand, and others just normal, everyday, you and me people. We would get into arguments with them. I do remember him on a Calgary radio station. An older lady, I wouldn't say a senior, but an older lady asked him a question about something, and he just responded with a really smart-ass answer that I think turned a lot of people off to him when he presented that way. But there's people that think that he's done nothing wrong. But there's also the idea that he's actually, and you may like this or not, but he's gotten into fights with some pretty well-known and influential people. Uber, he got into a fight with, got into an argument with. He told Commissioner Gary Bettman that we don't need a New York lawyer telling us how to live our lives in Calgary. Of course, the whole deal with Cal Wenzel and the developers, that was a big thing. So while he's presented himself in a really positive light, there are also times that I think he's put himself. I think that people really find his style. Some people find his style very abrasive and confrontational and condescending. And you also can look at the approach to how he's approached art and libraries and your property taxes and the spending taxes. I mean, he's gotten this nickname called Spenshi. But he's also put Calgary on the map for a different reason other than the Calgary Stampede. People know Calgary and about the Mayor Nenshi. He won Canada's Best Mayor a couple years ago in a vote. He's known around the world. So, but has he lost that popularity that he started with in 2010? Is the shine worn off of Mayor Nenshi? I'm not saying that he's going to lose this election. I wouldn't even put a bet on that he would lose this election. There's a really strong chance that I think he would win. But I do see some interesting people and good people looking at Bill Smith as a mayor candidate, because I think that they feel that there needs to be a change. So I'm curious what you think. Do you think that Mayor Nenshi has lost his popularity, has lost his shine? Or are you one of those that are very happy with what Mayor Nenshi is doing? Or are you one of those people, are you one of those people that feel kind of the shine is off, or you've never had that shine, and I've never really been a fan, and I don't see the appeal of Mayor Nenshi, quite frankly, and we need a new mayor in Calgary? Or are you outside of Calgary and you would rather have Mayor Nenshi as your mayor in town? Gregor Robertson. Oh, sorry, that was my outdoor voice. We'll have the Twitter poll at KEVOLE. Facebook, of course, you're on Facebook Live. You can also subscribe to YouTube channel, YouTube Kevin Olenick. And, of course, this is also podcast as well on Spreaker.com, KEVOLE, Soundcloud.com, KEVOLE. We'll just have a quick look at the comments before we go. Some already is saying Bill Smith would be a good mayor with Calgary's recovery. I'd like to know a little bit more about Bill Smith, actually. If someone could tell me what they think of Bill Smith, if he's a legitimate candidate. Last time, in 2013, there wasn't a lot out there. That John Lord was a legitimate candidate, but entered the race a little bit too late. But I would like to hear more other than Larry Heather as a possible option for Mayor Nenshi, for the mayor race. So, Mayor Nenshi was popular, 25 the city, and the majority of folks have voted, but with a 38% voter turnout and no other options, voter turnout was low. This election, there is a legitimate contender which may draw out the vote. Interesting. I will be watching for that. So thank you again, Facebook Live, youtube.com, Kevin Olenick, subscribe there, like and subscribe there. The Twitter poll at KEVOLE, Spreaker.com, KEVOLE, Soundcloud.com, KEVOLE. I'm Kevin. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.